Hey, it's JP here. I'm going to share with you exactly what I tell my clients when they ask me, how do I lose belly fat?
There's an old saying in bodybuilding, abs are made in the kitchen. And nobody knows that more than bodybuilders. They're the leanest people in the world. But they found that they could be working out hard, they could have the right lifestyle, getting their rest, eating good, but they still couldn't see their abs until they got really serious about the diet. And that's true for you too. If you want to flatten your belly, you've got to get serious about your diet. There is an exercise that can help more than others, but it'll only help because you've improved your diet and you're moving in the right direction. It will work like the wind at your back. If you refuse to change your diet, it's like standing still with the wind blowing at your back. You won't make any progress. Unfortunately, marketing wins out over common sense, and people fall for products and workouts that do not work because they're based on a lie. And I'm sure I'll always have clients that believe that lie. I remember one client, she was fit, she was working out regularly with me, very disciplined, good diet, doing just about everything right, but she wanted a flat stomach and she had a little bit of a tummy and she hated it. And she told me, give me some exercises for my stomach. I want to flatten out my stomach. And I said, no, I'm not going to give you exercises for your stomach because it'll be a waste of your time. It won't do anything. You've got to cut back on your wine. She liked to drink wine every night with dinner. Now, she wanted to look like a fitness model, but she didn't want to make the sacrifices that they make. So I explained it to her. She seemed to be okay with it. I said, I'm not going to give you exercises. And she said, well, I'm not going to cut back on my wine. And that was that. So I don't know if she went to do them on her own, but she never did flatten that stomach. But she believed the lie or myth that moving a certain part of your body will reduce the fat in that area. When you're moving the part of your body, your muscles are doing the work. The fat is just jiggling around. So if it worked that way, everyone who chewed gum would have a skinny face. And you may have noticed sometimes with younger women, they'll start to jog because they want to reduce the body fat in their lower body, say their thighs. And the first thing that happens is their face gets thinner and then their boobs lose body fat. And they haven't even worked those areas yet. They're working the lower body primarily by running. But that's just, the fat is systemic, and that's where they're genetically programmed to lose it first. There are other factors besides genetics like lifestyle, age, hormones. I remember being at a lecture where they show that the people working the night shifts carried more body fat in the midsection from being up all night. We're not meant to be nocturnal, so that puts a stress on the body. Also, women who store their body fat in their lower body when they're younger, you'll see it move to the midsection as they get older with the hormonal change and with age. But like I said, the diet is the key. So there's really no point in looking at that other stuff until you get serious about making significant improvements in your diet. All right, so here's my recommendation. Here's your homework. You're going to do the workouts that I showed in the previous video. I believe it's called the best workout for fat loss, but 15-minute strength training sessions. You'll do that 3 times a week. You have to clean up your diet. It's not enough just to eat less. You got to eat higher quality foods or this is not going to work. And the third thing is sprint interval training, or SIT. That's what I was talking about when I said the one exercise that helps more than others. I hesitate to recommend it because most people will never get the point of sprinting. There's a high risk of pulling muscles. You need a thorough warm up, and it's just not worth the risk for a lot of people. But if you can just get the idea of trying to move your body faster and then slowing down and recovering, and then when you're ready again, go faster. It might be that you just walk and then walk really fast. It might be that you walk and then jog. And for some people, they will be able to walk and then sprint. The bottom line is diet is the most important thing when it comes to losing body fat. And it's even more important when it comes to losing belly fat. So remember this, if you want to lose the belly fat, focus on the diet. It can make a huge difference. But if you want to go even further and get that flat stomach, you'll have to get good at all 3, the diet, the workouts, and the lifestyle.